What's the name of that song? Is it Iro? Big lie. Your notification.
Very
big alarm.
important.
That alarm close to subscribe. Turn it
Hi guys.
Hi.
So welcome to another episode on Health Friends. As you can see, I'm here today with two good friends of mine, my girl pals, my girlfriends, and I have here with me
I'm Vera.
and this is
Sparkle.
Okay, so now down to business. We've been having a lot of thoughts and we decided to come up with this video for this episode titled Feminine Hygiene. Now we're going to be discussing everything about feminine hygiene. Maybe I'll be giving a little details about ourselves on feminine hygiene.
Yeah.
So before we start, I'd like to explain to my viewers what feminine hygiene is. So please, could you guys help me? Sparkle. What do you understand by when you hear feminine hygiene? What comes to mind?
Well, when I hear feminine hygiene, what comes to mind is like the practices that we do in order for us to have like good vaginal health. Ranging from those things that we do during menstruation, during ovulation, pre or post coitus. Then just around the clock, you know what ladies have to do every time, like every day of their lives.
That's pretty understandable. V, what do you think?
I think it's basically everything down to the products you use, how you clean up, how you clean all parts of your genitals, basically. Like things you do to actually keep it clean and fresh, to avoid discomfort or infections or any of those sorts.
Okay, no, I feel probably that most times we as Nigerians, there are a lot of things we don't talk about out there. A lot of things that should be said to use to educate younger ones, but we don't. Some things we just have to learn on ourselves, by ourselves as time goes on.
Yeah.
But I don't feel it should be so. There are things that are as delicate as this that should be discussed, that should be talked about more often.
Yeah.
So we want to know why is it important? Like someone will go, why is it important? Why do it?
Why feminine hygiene?
Like seriously, why like that? Why feminine hygiene? Seriously, what do you think?
Well, I feel it's really important because it boils down to our day-to-day lives. Okay, I'm just going to give like a brief or a short talk. Okay, just like our gut walls have bacteria, that protects it, they're called protectors per se. We also have down there, vaginal walls have bacteria, good bacteria that actually help to protect the internal environment around our vagina. And if you actually don't keep these bacteria in check, they could actually lead to infections or a lot of other health issues. So it's really, really, really important to maintain your overall health, to avoid discomfort, and most importantly, infections. I feel like that's like the baseline of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, I know mostly, especially you, Sparkle, you've done a lot of outreach with an organization concerning feminine hygiene. That was why I thought to myself that you should be included in today's show. So when you were there, I saw some photos of you online. You were talking to some little girls in secondary school.
Yeah.
And I think you guys shared sanitary wares to those
we did.
in those schools. Yeah. So why was it important? Why did you feel it was important to have done that? I mean, if it's something that, let's just leave them. They say experience is a teacher and all that.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you to go there, talk to them about feminine hygiene and share sanitary wares?
Okay. Well, basically, they say experience is the best teacher, but you don't need to experience anything firsthand before you can learn from it. You can actually learn from other people's experiences. You guys know.
Yeah.
So that's why we went to educate them and let them know that menstrual hygiene is very important, which is also a part of feminine hygiene.
So I feel like there are a lot of issues we face, or women face, females face when it comes to female hygiene. And the topmost for me is the type of absorbents used. We know that there are several factors that actually, come to play when you want to choose a sanitary material to use. We have our economic status, we have availability in the local market, we have, your personal choice, we have cultural differences, there are a whole lot. And we know that when it comes to the urban and rural areas, people in the urban areas tend to use more of commercial sanitary pads, which are readily disposable, or tampons. We talk about menstrual cups and the likes of them. When you talk about people in the rural areas, they tend to use reusable clothes. And coming to that, that they have a lot of issues because, one, if you don't wash it properly and let it dry in a sunny environment where the sun will kill the bacteria and everything, you tend to they are at a very high risk of having infections, unlike the people in the urban areas. And talking about people in the urban areas too, we females, some of them wear a sanitary pad throughout the day, which number one, it keeps that place moist. encourages the growth of other bacteria. That's actually not good for the vaginal system. So there are a whole lot of it. Then 2, I feel like a lot of females do not know like how to clean themselves up. When you talk about, when you hear the saying that they do not wash your vagina, some girls feel it's do not wash the whole entire area. They don't know it's just don't wash the vaginal hole itself and not the other peripherals like the labia majora, labia minora, the clitoris. Like you're meant to actually use soap.
I'm sorry to what you should be. But not be baffled. How else do they baff? Like the way, I'm sorry, it's just the way she says it, like do not wash. I think it's kind of complicating somehow.
It's not complicating
because if you tell me do not wash, I'm like,
but she's actually right.
Like
though.
you're not meant to wash it. You're actually meant to
area.
wash the outside because the skins around that place, they actually sweat just like your normal skin.
And,
so you're actually meant to use soap and water to wash it
yeah.
and rinse properly, but not your vaginal
Yes,
hole.
you don't need to douche like the vagina cleans itself. I think that's what he's trying to say. You don't need to like put your fingers into the whole thing.
But you're meant to wash the area around properly,
not inside.
and rinse enough water.
No, okay. Coming back to what you just said, you just mentioned douche. Douche is one of those equipments people use, say they're using to clean the vaginal hole. What do you think about using all these vaginal hygiene products?
I said like douching is the act of either using, people use their hands to like want to like clean or what. Now others use like the douche itself, like it has an extended tube, a bottle like stuff. Well, basically for me, I feel like the vagina cleans itself. It's a self-cleaning area and stuff. And you don't just prescribe things for yourself. You don't just wake up one morning and be like, oh, I think I need to go and clean. You understand? I think before you start using a product, your pharmacist should know about it. Your doctor, first of all, your doctor should know about it. And he should be the one to say, oh, you can go ahead. Most of all these products, like, is the doctor that actually prescribes it for a particular reason. And I also feel like she talked about washing the outer area, the vulva. Well, I feel like using scented soaps is totally off.
No, soaps right from time.
It's totally off.
Preach that you do not use soaps to wash the vagina.
Yeah, it's one of the issues
because, like you said, it alters the vaginal pH. So that's.
And I feel like there are a lot of reasons why women actually douche. Some of them will tell you it helps to prevent pregnancy. To them, it's a contraceptive, which is a big myth. While others will tell you it helps to remove their vaginal odor. Some other people tell you it helps to prevent sexually transmitted infections, which is so.
Speaking of that vaginal odor, from what I know, I think our menstrual cycle, our vagina has, I'll not call it an odor, but it has, I'll not call it a smell, it has its own scent. Yeah. Exactly, it has its own scent around the clock. Like during your menstruation, ovulation, like after the ovulation, like it has its own, at its stage. So it's just left for you to observe. Like women, we are meant to observe like every single time. We're meant to know like the normal thing our body produces. So that when it goes out of the ordinary, you know that, oh, I think something is actually wrong. Okay. And not you, it can never smell like soap. It can never smell like flour.
And I think even the douche they use some scented things.
Yeah, I think some women even use some douche products that contain ingredients like bicarbonate, baking soda. Some contain iodine. Some contain fragrances, which is totally a no.
Because a whole lot of mess up with your hygiene. Like all those things are not necessary. The body has a way of it takes care of itself no matter how you think about it. It does. So all these things, well, for those that don't know what a douche looks like, I'll be leaving a picture of a douche. I think at the side of this video so that we can actually know what a douche is.
Yeah. And I actually want to add something to that scented product. Like, formaldehyde, like products that leave formaldehyde as their end products. Formaldehyde is a carcinogen. So imagine you putting a carcinogen in there just because you want it to scent. At the end of the day, you find out that you might end up with cancer or allergic reaction. Like, it's a no-no. Seriously, trust me, it's a no-no. It doesn't need to smell like flour or anything. Just allow the vagina to do its work. That place is very sensitive,
Powerful. So short note from Sparkle herself.
Allow the vagina to do its work.
Don't do its work for it.
Yes.
Leave. Period. Okay. Now, guys, speaking of feminine hygiene, you know you can't talk about feminine hygiene without talking about the menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, that's a big thing. It's like a major step to anything in feminine hygiene, from your ovulation to the cramps and to the menstruation itself. Yeah. So we normally talk about periods and cramps, and people, you hear a lot of people tell you that, oh, I have this terrible mood swing when I'm seeing my period, and some other things and some other symptoms that come with it. Now, there was a story I was reading somewhere where a girl was reading, saying something that whenever she's seeing her period, she doesn't take any sugary food. I'm not talking about the normal rice and things. No. She talks about, like, I think all these artificial
drinks,
sweeteners, all those things. So what do you think about food affecting your menstrual cycle?
I feel like there are a lot of foods, a whole lot of them. I'll just mention a few. Number one for me is caffeine. Caffeine, that's taking coffee. I know that it's normal, like the urge to want to take coffee in the morning is always really high, especially during your menstruation. But caffeine, we know, is very, very high in coffee, and it's known to constrict our blood vessels, which leads to tightening of the uterus, which will increase the level of cramps you have and bloating.
I've experienced that one firsthand, like this. So caffeine, I've experienced
taking caffeine when
I wanted to relieve myself of like the pain over the counter drugs. So a pharmacist prescribed ibuprofen for me. Right. So there's this one that has caffeine in it. I don't know if you guys know it. Okay. It's a combi. Yeah. So I took that, and man, like the flow was just pouring. Like the flow was times 2. Wow. So it was very heavy, and then I had to, like, you know, when you had to force yourself to sleep, but then I kept on changing my pad. It really messed me up big time.
So another food I will really ask you not to take, both before your period and during your period, are salty foods. As you know, high sodium actually causes water retention in the system, and it will actually lead to increased bloating. I feel like at times like this, you should try to take more water, try to stay really hydrated, take more of boiled water, like warm water. Another is carbonated drinks, the likes of sodas, fizzy drinks, whatever the hell you call it. Carbonated drinks as a whole. As you know, they even have really high sugars in them. Like, it's a no, it's a total no for me.
Even for me too.
Yeah. Another is dairy products. The like of milk, cheese, yogurt, all of those things. Whether dairy products are contained, whether chocolates. I feel like if you want to take chocolates in your period, you should take more of dark chocolates. Just a little piece of dark chocolate, it will do the trick. Yeah. Another is, okay, I talk about artificial sweeteners.
I think those dark chocolates, they don't have sugars in them. Because I've also read a research paper where they said dark chocolate helps someone lose weight as well. I don't know how true it is. I just saw it. But my conclusion from it was that probably it doesn't have these artificial
it doesn't have all those fattening agents like the old dairy, the old milk stuff.
It's actually the pure chocolate. Because chocolates messed me up as well. Like,
you know, the things
like chocolates, I can't take chocolate during my period. I can't even take milk, if not you spend hours in the toilet. I know I don't know, for some ladies, once the period.
I don't know why you guys keep saying this. You guys are giving me, like, what's it? I think milk, like, I don't even want to know what is happening.
It's your body, well.
Yeah, it varies actually from ladies to ladies. You know, we all have our different body types. Like every woman is unique in her own way. Yeah.
Another is alcohol. If you don't know, I feel like your body is already going through a lot during menstruation. Yes. And it's already tired and stressed. You taking alcohol, just like introducing another toxin into your body to make you more anxious and really stressed. So alcohol is a no-no.
The blood will just be pouring like this.
People will tell you that they take alcohol to, like, reduce the pain that comes with menstrual, stomach pain. You guys know, like, being on menstrual period is like your pain goes from a 0 to 100.
I feel like it's just robbing Peter to pay Paul, because you're just doing something temporal to get something worse at the end. Because it might give you that temporal cheesy feeling, but at the end, like,
you might have heavy flow. I think I've experienced that one too. Heavy flow. Like, I was drinking it and I could feel the movement.
She has so much experience.
That was why I said she has to be.
It was just, I was like telling my friend, that girl, see, I imagine, like. So that was it.
I don't know. When I was younger, there was this friend that introduced me to this water bottle. But I don't know if they still use it. It's like this mushy. You tend to hug it. You just fill it with hot water. Then you just lie down and put it on your tummy.
Yeah, it just helps to
I think that's what they call it. Compression pads. That's what they call it. So you just lie down.
Hot water too.
But guy, that thing didn't work for me. Let me know, like that thing never worked for me till date. Even when I tried, I still have the bottle. When I want to use it, it's just to fulfill righteousness, or to just tell my brain, try to distract myself.
It actually does work for me. Me in particular, it actually does work for me.
I have not really at all tried it or something.
But
let's look at it. How possible it is for one to have a painless period?
First off, I'll tell you, you have to be your own expert. You have to know your body.
Like,
to know
that's like 100%.
Yeah, you have to know your body. You have to know how you feel, how long does your period last, what are the changes, your bowel movements, your sex drive, your sleep pattern. You have to know all of that to know what you want to do or what you want to prevent. You have to know what to eat, both like a week before your menstruation and menstruation proper. All of this will actually help. Then another I feel is you need to maintain a good magnesium level, because magnesium, as we know, fluctuates badly during your menstruation, and it increases your PMS symptoms, like your premenstrual symptoms, a lot. So eating foods that are really held that are high in magnesium, like green leafy vegetables like spinach, broccoli, really help. Like they do the magic. Or you could just take magnesium supplements, as the case may be, but you really have to have a stable magnesium level during your menstrual cycle.
Wow, I feel a lot of information. Even me too, there are some things that I'm just hearing for the first time. I won't lie, but it's God that will help us to change some habits, because it's really, really necessary. Okay, so guys, I'm going to ask you this question. What do you think? There's a myth that goes on that says drinking cold water helps to stop menstrual pains. What do you think about that? Like,
what's the name of that song? Is it Iro? Big lie. It is a big lie, like the biggest lie of the century, because if it's actually true, that means these are the days of my menstrual pain.
You'd have cleared it all.
I would have like, it's actually not true. But instead of drinking cold water, I think you should go for what I do. I normally take over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen.
That's painkillers.
Yeah, painkillers, it helps with the pain. Instead of trying to, it doesn't have any side effects, trust me. I know most people must have told you that. You damaged your womb, you did this, sit through the pain.
Except you have ulcers and the likes of them.
Yeah, it's true. If you have ulcer, I think
painkillers are...
depending on the degree of the ulcer you have, but it's a no-no. Then even if you don't have ulcer, I beg, eat though before you take it.
Honestly.
Do well to eat before you take it, because it's very, very important. Very, very important. Try not to stay in one position. I know the pain is actually so much and all of that, but when you try to exercise, move up and down, the rest of that, it actually helps.
And just very light exercises, like just maybe having a light stretch or yoga for just 15 minutes, it actually does the magic. But me, I still believe in putting boiled water in the can or bottle, whatever, and placing it on your tummy.
So like helps me. Very, very lazy type. I'm on my bed, from my bed to the floor, from the floor to the bed, and that's how we go. But it's not, from what these ladies are saying now, like that positioning is not good. Try to move about a bit, do something. And I feel being distracted too somehow drifts your mind from pain. Because if you're distracted about something for a very long time, like me, once it starts like this and I feel like, I just do online shopping.
Online window shopping.
I don't know, for some reason that always works for me. But when I think of the depression of not having money to purchase that thing, then I remember the pain.
So you just add it to your cart.
I feel like another thing you should do is to try to eat a lot of anti-inflammatory foods, because inflammation causes more of the bloating and the cramping. You should try to eat more of tomatoes, turmeric, ginger, and the rest of them. And also try to take herbal teas. That one works for me, like ginger teas.
Ginger
They are anti-inflammatory and anti-spasmodic compounds, so they actually really help to reduce all of those bloating cramps.
A lot of information about feminine hygiene, and we talk about sanitary wares, we talk about the do's and don'ts, especially when it comes to using feminine vaginal hygiene equipment. So now, women, this is not easy. You first of all use a sanitary pad.
There's a lot to,
you use an underwear. They still come and wear tights. On top what? Now,
let me breathe.
They breathe. So now seriously, this is me exposing my cousin. Like, she can't sleep without an underwear. Like, I'm like, girl.
Like the full thing. With
like
the
everything, whether you're seeing a period or you're not. Like, come on now, Jesus loves you. Why would you do this to yourself? What would you tell someone like her now that wears undies even to sleep, like underpants to sleep?
Like pants,
Tights.
tights.
I'm telling you, you know you wear pants, you still wear shorts now.
It's actually not good. It's a no-no. Really, it's actually a no-no because if the underwear is tight, they are trying to like trap moisture to that place, and air is not going to enter. The next thing you are sweating. The place is the vaginal pH is actually acidic. That's the outer skin, the vulva is actually acidic. Then the inside, that's the vaginal walls. It actually changes as one gets older. Like it's not, the pH is not constant. It's not consistent. Like go on for menstrual ladies, menopause. They're actually not like the same thing. So imagine now her wearing her pants, tights, then nightwear.
Then if it's the one, she would still use trousers to sleep. Oh Lord have mercy.
At the long run, you find out that you alter the vaginal pH, and once that is done, opportunistic bacteria, they'll start growing there. And once they start growing there, you find out you start having itches, you find out that you have rashes around the area, infection here and there. You won't be comfortable. So allow that place breathe, like allow it, let air enter. Even if you have to wear underwear, wear like a cotton underwear or maybe something light that can allow moisture. Sorry, no, not moisture, please. I can allow air, let it breathe to enter.
Honestly, to me, I don't even recommend panties at all. Like, like just take it off.
Come on, commando.
Like it's just 8 hours or more. You just let your area breathe. Like let it breathe. Or if you're someone that's really not comfortable not wearing panties, I feel like you can wear boxers or your PJs where they are really like
and they are really, really like short shorts now that ladies could just use to like sleep. You don't really need. Come on, you don't need all that stress.
Let it breathe.
Let it breathe. All right. So now we're going to go to one last important information.
All right.
If after talking about all these things now, someone sees this, I'm like, okay, you finish saying, but anything will happen. Like, what will happen if I don't follow all these things? Like, danger. What are the dangers?
A lot will happen.
Feminine hygiene.
A lot. Imagine walking on the road and you're itching. Like, you can't even walk well. Like, that's like, I don't know. You could have ranging from fungal infections to bacterial infections to urinary tract infections to irritation on your skin, like the rashes, swelling, redness, itching. Like, it's a whole lot. Come on, like, who wants to go through all of that?
It's really so very uncomfortable for a person. And I think because there are some people that when they have infections at first, their symptoms don't really show. So if it's those ones that the symptoms hide, this could go as further as affecting your reproductive system as a whole. So because once the gate is no one's taken care of, it's not well protected, then everything inside now for who gets that.
And then when you develop these infections, most times it actually affects your menstrual cycle the next time. Because most times you see yourself having later menstrual cycles and you're not stressing, you're eating the right foods, it might actually be everything the infection. So most times doctors will say treat the infection and then you get the menstruation.
Or maybe your flu, you just have a drop of blood. Bam, one day. And that's the end. Oh, your period is just delayed. You're like, hey, I don't carry for leg. That kind of thing. You don't know that it's actually it's actually an infection and stuff.
I feel like you just know yourself, know your cycle, know your body reactions, all of it.
So guys, that's a wrap with feminine hygiene. I do hope you could practice what these beautiful ladies here have discussed. Practice it. Teach your younger ones about it. In fact, the more reason why you should share this video.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Health is wealth. Like, come on.
And seriously, if you have any question at all in the comment section, especially for either Vera or for Sparkle, they will be in the comment section to answer every and whatever question you would have. So please comment, engage them.
Turn on your notification.
Very
alarm.
important.
That alarm close to subscribe. Turn it on.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.